Perfect, real life. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Crypto Hunters. Welcome to our Crypto Hunters. Yeah, Hunters Hour. I mean, last Hunters Hour was like 2 weeks ago. So here we are again today with Adam Jones, CEO and founder of Token Events. Welcome. Yeah. Obviously, we also have Dimitri again, our CTO, and Alexei, our CDO, and me, obviously. So yeah, welcome
But
everybody.
Again,
Hello,
yeah,
how are you?
I want to ask every time, where is this countdown? It always was before.
There was no countdown today, so we were like directly live.
Okay, okay, good.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, thank you very much, Adam, that you're here. I mean, we already had like two meetings, two nice calls together. So would be nice if you can share a bit more about your project, about your vision, how you guys started, and yeah, where you guys heading to.
Yeah, I'll give the full story from soup to nuts. Adam Jones, the CEO founder of Token Events. The genesis of everything that we're doing really started in my time as a professional athlete playing rugby all over the globe. You can see my busted digit right there. I'm really good at deleting things on a computer. And then pairing that with after I retired from playing and working in my major in college, which is in technology, I was working inside the Chicago Mercantile Exchange on adding liquidity to the market on the buy and sell side of trade for mercantile. So, I mean, I worked on a project where we were taking all of the quant mechanical thinking about the trade and then looking at like if a butterfly flaps its wing in Nebraska, analyst like kind of finger in the air, this is what's the sentiment in the market, and then finding the right strike price on the buy and sell of the trade to compete with ICE. It kind of dawned on me that one of the biggest pieces of mercantile on the planet is data. I mean, it's no different than crude oil, right? And so I started to just kind of tinker with the idea around all transactional data associated to a user, and how do you take a section of that and make it really valuable, and really where the value in all of our data lives, it's really in our affinity and our geolocation and our wallet spend. And so if you can take all the things that somebody loves or that they're deeply rooted in and extrapolate all of that data around that person, well, there is a value associated to that. And so I kind of was working with that for a while. And I moved out of management consulting and went into the digital advertising world or digital agency space. And then that's kind of where this thing took off, because working in marketing sciences and applied data sciences and working with brands like, McDonald's, Nike, big thinking brands that are looking at data and spending like hundreds of millions of dollars across the board a year. I mean, there's like close to 752 million or more that's in waste every year on just ad spend or brand spend. And it really goes nowhere and they don't know what to do with it. So being on the other side of it and knowing the type of data that all of these people are going to need, that's when kind of my original genesis thought. And I was working on my own ledger. I was just building this to like learn the blockchain tech. And I was working in Web3 actually inside the agency space. So it was all kind of coalescing and coming together. And really at that point, the genesis came where the affinity plus geolocation plus wallet spend really is the antithesis of what we're doing. And being able to price that data out and giving people the opportunity to own and have sovereign data and sell that off and then get a reward back made perfect sense. So now we we do own the international IP here in the States and globally around tokenizing a data set and issuing a reward for the participation of that user. So what we did was we built out all the mechanics in the back end, and then now we're also a software company that builds all these different tools for users, for brands, for companies, for venues, for live events, for streaming, all the different ways that a fan can transact. And transactions don't just mean money. It means this is a transaction, right? People watching right now is a transactional event. Who's capturing that? How are they capturing it? And a user would, I think, would be happy to say like, yeah, I'll give you the fact that I was watching this for a reward. So what you're doing is the more things that you're performing, the more rewards you're going to get. And what it does is it builds out a stronger, cohesive data union in the background, which actually tells people these are the types of pieces of content that this tribe likes, or this is the type of information these users want. And so what you're doing is you're actually building a real model where businesses want that data and want to understand it better. And they don't need to hire hundreds of people to get to the conclusion that may or may not be wrong. Build it upstream, which is where we're sitting in taking all that data and actually building it the right way. Because again, I was in the business working on the right way to do it, and it took forever to get there because the data was garbage. Build it right up front and then do the learning. And the other part to it too, because it's a hot buzz topic and everybody likes to talk about it, AI has been around for 50 years. It's not a new concept, but it's something that we were doing a lot in the advertising space or in the digital agency space. And so everything that we're doing is front loaded on the data side, because without good data, AI doesn't exist. And so everything that we were doing there in the data union is really part and parcel to the new AI kind of revolution where we're heading. But the other caveat to that is just giving data is one thing, but actually having active participants being rewarded is going to actually give the better data to the union, which gives it out to AI. And you're actually going to have a better outcome as far as better conclusions from, the AI lords. And so that's really where we're at. And we jumped off into the chasm right like about 8 days before the Luna crash. So that was a good time in everyone's lives. So we were building from there, did a small raise at that point, and then went into the bear market, did tons of events in rugby, live events in Barcelona at 2 nightclubs, and then a live event in Chicago. And ever since then, been focusing on the 2 rugby teams and closing out the last bit of our private round before we go live. So that's my story for now. And we're on that journey. And what we're doing in the interim is building out our ecosystem. We just brought on Neb Network, which is a large influencer group that wants to enter into Web3. We're going to build out the social component there. And then we're working across with new clients. Like BeMe is coming in with us. They're a really great product for the metaverse and skins in the metaverse and bringing people on the platform that are really interested in music. And then I'm working with brands, actual real IRL brands that want to advertise in real life, and then also are going to allow us to white label and sell through the application and much more. So really basically my big thing right now is keep moving on all of the IP, keep moving on all of the work that's being done. And we're going to go live with the coin and finish up the last bit of this raise.
Yeah, thank you very much. Really amazing. I mean, I agree, like data's like the new gold, they say. and I mean, we talked also about, like, Adam, you have also like a patent on it, right? You like,
yeah,
maybe you can also explain a bit more like how this exactly works and like how does it look?
Yeah, so the patent is it's rather large. It's got I believe it's like 35 children in one family for it's because so here's the thing. Software guy, so it's a software company plus a crypto company and a business. And so really where all those threes intertwine is really where we did the math and the homework and protected the genesis of the idea and how you actually reward for data aggregation and data sale. So essentially speaking, if you look at any type of application that might be issuing a reward for data aggregation and data sell and buy, or taking any bits and pieces of how our application works. Traditionally, you would have to license that from us. So there is an argument that anyone that in this space that's doing rewards could in fact run up against our prior art and our patents for how you issue cryptocurrency for data rewards.
Yeah, really interesting. Like,
yeah,
I was like, also like when I heard it like the first time, I was like, wow, like is this even like possible, you know? But like, yeah, really.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. So I come from traditional software, right? And so, and also traditional idea and ideation and thinking. And, I explored it first. I said, is this something that you actually put prior art on? Because when I was building, I wanted to protect any of the IP, software speaking, that you could. And then the family of patents grew based on all of the available space in Web3 that nobody claimed. And I said, can you just claim it to claim it? And they're like, no, it's actual real things, that it's not like, oh, well, that's just like a patent you just threw out there to do whatever and it doesn't mean anything. No, these are actual pieces of logic, software, ideation that you can claim based on the work you've done, which is all accurate. It wasn't like we went shopping for patents. It was like we did the work and we looked at the application and the ideation around how all the pieces worked, and we protected the work we did. And then from there, it just got larger and larger based on all of that hard work we did. And so that's why it lives the way it does. And it was interesting. I was at Consensus. I got invited to speak on a private, not a private, but a solo stage about fan sports and data. And then I did a panel with the Chicago Bulls, this hat. It was interesting. Somebody came up to me after my speech, like, what are those numbers in the bottom of your slides? I was like, oh, those are like the patent numbers based on like how it works. And he's like, you're the only thing I've been at this entire Consensus where somebody had like any protections on anything. And I was like, I mean, I don't know. I just put it up there because like I was referencing like where it references inside of our application. And he was just like, that's kind of crazy. He's like, you can't do that in this space. And I was like, yeah, but it's a software company, right? It's like the crypto component to it is like, yeah, you're never going to be able to like protect open source, like decentralized currencies. That's not the argument. But like the mechanics of how you get there in the upstream development and the software and the business logic and the idea of how it works and the pricing and all that stuff, that is all fair game based on a business model, right? Because that's the parts that are protected. But what's interesting is the rewards and the mechanics of how you get there. If people try to do something similar, they're just going to have to chit chat with us about licensing that. And it's not that big of a deal. It's just kind of how business works.
Yeah, I mean, 100% business wise, it makes like super sense. I mean, we also protect obviously all our IPs,
right?
So, yeah.
Do you plan to share your data with third-party companies, services?
Anyone that's a good actor or that is buying into the union, yes. But it's not going to be this blind third-party data just spew. People will have to be purchasing the data and be verified first. So that part is going to be important, and that part is going to be scrutinized. But it's not going to be just kind of loosey-goosey. But at the same time, everybody on this call's data is flying around the internet right now, third party and otherwise, and we don't even know it. The difference is what we're doing is giving the user the opportunity to not only use good software that is actually saving them time, effort, and fees and all those crazy things, but we'll also give them the transparency of the journey their data has been on, and then rewarding them for their participation. And then if somebody was like, I want only my data sent to brands and advertising, then that could be an option, and no third party sale from there. But again, third party sale is fine as long as it does not violate the modern T's and C's of our data union.
Yeah, I agree. But why I'm asking, like, for example, I saw you have own token, and maybe will be option when some kind of company will hold stake your token and receive some business advantages. So because right now, as I see, some like B2B, B2C components, but maybe from B2B, very interesting will be to share data through token holding or something like this.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, you're spot on there. So if they're actually holding and they're actually an active participant in that union and actually a part of the flywheel, then more and more data insights and dashboard application use and ability to get to a higher degree of affinity on a data set is unlocked for that behavior. And then we can also be the connector, right, between business to business, right? So right now you have the agency world that has certain remits with certain brands. If let's pretend Nike was like, you know what, take all of our raw data and run with it. And then now on the other end of that, you have all of these different agencies from like 2-3 people to like global, and they can also look inside of those insights and understand those tribes. You could actually connect that brand to a marketing or a strategic value add solution quicker through the appropriate arsenal of agencies that could actually do that in that moment, right? Because what happens in the brand cycle or in the agency cycle or the digital cycle is somebody runs with an agency for a while, it either works or it doesn't, and then they do a review, and then there's this, and then there's this, and by the time those two things actually meet up again, or when somebody like gets fired off an account and hired on the account, the user's journey has diametrically changed, like day to day, hour to hour. And so what you can do now is actually connect those pieces in real time and give those insights to the brand or the agency in real time, and then work together on actually hitting people contextually in the moment, on time, and within the hour, within the day. That's just on the B2B side there. Now you're looking at like ways brands can connect to businesses, or way they can be connected to other parts of the digital realm where they should be doing contextual advertising, or if they were wanting to target people on a Saturday that loved baseball, and then they knew every single home game in the United States, the dynamic of all of those individuals, because these stadiums now have 5G in them, which I know because I helped pipe some of this information in into these stadiums, but they're really not doing anything with it, right? So everybody's got a walking, computer in their phone that is just giving off information nonstop. Why not turn the faucet on and feed it back into the system to then let everybody know what contextually these people are up to? Because if you understood all of my affinity, which are all the things I love, where I'm currently at, and my spend, you can give me contextual advertising. You can give me contextual information. You can actually understand more about me, right? And then that's just me earning and me doing. Now the businesses can actually speak with one another based on the person. So you're putting the user at the center, and then now B2B is actually doing something that's really worthwhile. Their spend goes down, your experience level goes up, and your I guess affinity towards them goes up because it's actual things that you want in the moment. And everybody's winning in that point. It's no longer this siloed, like concessions are blocked off from tickets and tickets are blocked off from inventory, and the whole experience is broken. That's why it's still not great. So you put everything into one spot where all the data is flowing. You already have the piping to do it in real time. Now you can contextually understand the dynamic of an entire stadium, even if they're inside the building, outside the building, or 5 days later, because that the data is being processed, right? And so the B2B part is very simple. Now you can just become a matchmaker of like, here's the data union, this is what's being said, and have live alerts, right, back and forth between two businesses, one on the buy side, one on the sell side. So kind of back to my original point of like, you're looking at the buy and sell on the liquidity in the markets of crude oil. Now you're kind of doing that brokering in data. And then you're building software around user problems, and you're delivering that compelling product to the person that they're getting the reward. So it's like in that model, everybody's actually winning, and truly the biggest winner in the whole thing is the user, because there's no point, they're no longer kind of getting run over by third parties. There's no point in them being worried about that anymore. And so that's the idea here in the genesis of where it started in the data and where we're going in providing the software services for the users and businesses, because the businesses actually do better and save money, and there's less of that what do you call it, sunk cost in they spray and pray all the time, and we're actually trying to like narrow it down.
Okay, I got it. Next question from my side. For example, we are building in our game, we call it ER marketing, when different brands will put the ads, the like bonuses, or some different items for the customers, for new customers in ER world, and user can get it through smartphone, VR glasses, and etc. Is it possible that we can use your service to match people with brands, and brands will make better offer in
Yes.
the same location in the same time?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly that's the whole concept right there. So it would just be like, you're a member of the data union, and then now we can connect you to a broader range of brands and agency, and there's a whole other layer in the I guess brand or marketing stream, which is the marketing sciences or the strategy department. And those strategists are always looking for a way to connect new and different experiences for other businesses, and use that as part of a marketing strategy. So you basically are opening the door to all of these people to then funnel in to what you're trying to get out into the world. So it's almost like we're create like a pure true data union where everyone is participating and everyone is actually winning. That's the idea of unionizing anything was that, right?
Yeah.
I
got it.
So I have additional question about this. Is it working real time? Yeah. So is it possible? Because in our case, people will go, for example, through our free-to-play mode, yes, and they will walk straight the street and see this marketing live. So it should be, I guess, be a little bit faster than people walking, and for us, very important to have fast data exchange between our services.
Yes.
And in this case, we have like two bridges, yes, between brand, then your service, and then from your service to our game, yeah. And how it will work? Is it possible to manage this in the fastest way, and, for example, be few steps forward from player?
All right. So that's all in data architecture, right? And that's basically like what is, depending on like, the different structure, you've got the graphical, you've got Snowflake, you got your traditional MDM and everything like that. So that is really where you're getting in the back end of the union itself, and building out the different cloud between you and us, right? And saying like, okay, for us to be moving at this speed, this is the type of data that we need. Make that call because different types of architectures in the back end, right, have different types of advantages, either in level of data being displayed or data being ingested, or the speed in which I get it, right? So, there are advantages and disadvantages to different types of architecture. So what we would do is build out the appropriate architecture for getting you the data that you're needing in real time, while delivering a larger service bus to you around the data that is going to support the real-time data that you need, right? Because we can build in the real-time data through the cloud directly to what you're doing. And then you could also do an aggregation of that data that is actually providing more in the metadata and more in the usability or the user data, right, around the certain things that you're looking for. Because like most times, in most scenarios in real-time streaming, there is really just core data that is needed, and then the metadata around that can come later on and then tie back to the graph. We could say we need a GraphQL of exactly what we're trying to do with this brand and this. So send, ship exactly. So ship over the appropriate data and then tie it back in the end. And so you can do that in real time. That's where a lot of people in modern tech, it's so antiquated, and their infrastructure is so old, and they can't necessarily provide you that service.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes it's so old monolith. For example, AWS service in general, it is
what it is.
You can't understand in general.
Yeah, and then it's like, and that's the problem that a lot of people are running into these days, is thinking has caught up to the tech. So it used to be tech was always way out, and the ideas would kind of catch up to it slowly over time. Problem now is the idea has actually flown way past the thinking, and so we are actually like looking at software and being like, we can build it better. We're looking at ideas and saying we can do it better. And so now there are moments where we can build the new business logic or technology logic around like data servicing. Like, it's like there are ways to take what we have today, expand upon it, and use it better. And that's kind of the cool spot about being in this space, but it's also kind of the most frustrating thing, because we are moving quicker in ideation than we are in innovation. And so we need some of the software services to innovate a little harder while we are ideating and pushing the boundaries as hard as we are. And so that's kind of where I'm at with that. It's like all of these older companies or these older platforms. I mean, like, let's be real. Look at Salesforce. Holy cow. I mean, but I mean, it's like a $230 billion company, right? And that's just because there's that massive moat. But if anyone on this call has ever actually developed against Salesforce or used Salesforce, you would be like, never again. But it's real and it's there. But it's also not there forever, because they cannot sustain how hard it is to use it from every level, from front end, middle to back, to even using the back end services or any of the other services, right? And so you just take inspiration from those moments and you're like, I'm going to do it better. But you can start by doing it better now, and working with partners now, and taking what we have and using it to the best degree, while all these other folks out there are, old monoliths and not being very helpful. We have the advantage of where we're sitting to take modern tools and apply them to modern problems, right? Modern problems that require modern solutions. If anybody out there is thinking of the Dave Chappelle meme.
I guess it's also an issue not only for all the big companies, but it's also issue in Web3 for new projects which run in fast, want to deliver. Yes, for example, we in Crypto Hunters, we started to build the project 2 years ago, yes, during the bear market, and we had time, and we still preparing product because we are building it fundamental, yes, and we want to build in a better way than these old big projects, yeah. But
Yep.
other guys, they're running and thinking, okay, we will do it better later. We will do it better later. You know.
Or using templates, yes, or using like ready to use solutions, and like 2 clicks, you have new application, you have new game, just new brand, some additional features, and move forward. $1 to $3 million raise it. Okay, goodbye. See you in the next beer market.
We are starting Launchpad.
Yeah, exactly. And then for those listening in, also what they did there was just like from the jump, just accrued technical debt, and doing things that way and doing things kind of haphazardly will lead to a large technical debt. If they were to actually be real and actually go into the world, they would have a big chunk of debt that they would have to pay down through development. But if they were just doing that to go live and then say see you later, I guess the rut was worth the slide on that one.
A lot of if you will take a look on GameFi and last few years, the GameFi sector, all these big projects which promise and everything, still not live. Still they doing something. Nobody knows what they doing. Yeah, and this is big trouble.
Yeah, that was an interesting moment for us too, because we had to we didn't hit our complete raise target because, like I said, it was like 8 days we were humming. Luna happened, and then it was like everyone disappeared.
Mhm.
And so what we had a decision to make. It was you could try to launch into complete like destruction, the coin, or take what you were able to achieve and start building and testing, improving, and kind of build the business case. So it was a bit of a hard decision. So what we did was took the time to actually build, and took the time to actually structure the business and structure the IP and do all of those things, so that when we got to the other end of the rainbow, right, and we're in a more calm market, more sentiment is higher, then close out the remainder of the round, then launch. And then, so now you've done all of your work, you've proven all of your business, you've proven all of the things. And really now the hardest part that you got to do as a business is just the last bit of your raise, and then off to the races. And then now you're launching a coin into a market that isn't so predatory or just falling apart. And so that was kind of the route we took. And those are hard decisions, man. That's not easy,
But I guess when you will launch token, when you will launch product, to execute everything that you built before will be much more harder. And then when you watch back, you will say, "Oh, what easy time! Where I am right now."
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to saying that. Like, that would be great. That would be a good moment to have, to look back and be like, that was a lot easier. Because when you're in it, as you guys know, it's not. None of it's easy. It's like what's the Elon Musk thing? If you don't get into business, if you don't like swallowing glass or whatever. I think I'm paraphrasing what he said, but it's very clear, right? Because you've got a lot of hard decisions to make, and a lot of times you're just swallowing glass, and you got to have the fortitude to stick with it, and you have to like actually do the math on the outcomes and what's going to happen. And really, what we were looking at in that last cycle was, you launch into that, you're going to launch into oblivion, and you're going to be not able to do the things you're claiming you can do, and it's just going to be a coin that's just going to be slowly doing this, and then the business itself is slowly just going to do that, and then you're going to just like, it's a bottle rocket. They go off real big, and pink, barely pop, and you're just like, that's it. And we did not want to be a rocket.
Yeah. Tell me, please, one more question, I guess, about your service. What type of companies in your service, like, worldwide brands, or it's some kind of local brands? I don't know, like some coffee shops or.
Sure. Oh yeah. So the concept itself, it's open to anybody that wants to be a part of the union, the data union itself. One of our larger partners is with. So I actually worked inside of IPG, Interpublic Group. So if you look that up, they're one of the big four in the advertising and data spaces. They own. But basically, it's a holding company that owns like a bunch of companies underneath, a bunch of actual advertising companies. So I actually worked at two of the digital agencies inside of IPG. One was huge, one was RGA, and RGA Ventures is one of our advisors. And so there is a very clear line to all of the brands that live under the IPG umbrella. That being said, it's opened up to any type of brand, from mom and pop coffee shop, because you can actually build your data union or data pricing according to the type of user. It doesn't have to be the crazy, like, somebody that's doing like hyper sensitive like marketing analysis for craft foods. If somebody just wants to know what people's wallet appetite and likes and dislikes are in Naperville, Illinois, then you can get that little data set rather cheaply. And you can also, if you're that person, you're like, I want to do an ad for, a month, and you can actually do it at a cheaper rate, because again, it's not spraying and praying. It's going directly to the people that are actually going to be using it. And then they will see the outcome based on that. And the other part of it too is if those users are sitting with, like, for example, they have a bunch of FAN in their wallet, or we integrate other currencies, we could actually tell that person that these people have spend, and these are the type of deals that are going to get them to come in the door. And then now they can bring the people in the door, and they could actually take what's in their wallet, integrate it with us, or they could go fiat. It doesn't matter. But then we can just reconcile everything in the background and send that business to fiat. So we can actually push people towards them through the actual currency itself and do the exchange for them in the back end and pay them their fiat that they need. And
Okay.
so what we're trying to do here is really,
Okay, so everyone actually can join your system and like promote own brands or promote own businesses, and customers will receive, let's call it, offers from different type of brands.
Yep.
Depends on where I am right now.
Correct. Yes. And there's a whole other social component too, where we could also connect you with like different types of interests and things like that, or live events, shows, or any other type of experiences that are currently living in the software end of the house.
Nice. Everything clear for me. Like I just thinking, like building in my mind some ideas.
Yeah.
How we can collaborate together, and it's like very, very promising.
Yeah. I mean, it's essentially where everybody wants to head currently, but nobody has built out the mechanics to get there. So we have the ability to blaze a new trail. And there are folks out in the space on the other side of it too, on just like providing contextual advertising in a way that is smart in how ads are bought and sold. On the bid side, there's a company, kind of not a sister, but someone that we know, Alchemy Exchange. They're pretty interesting as well. It's a different part of the route. It's like how these things get bid on, and the buy and sell and the pricing of that, and really where it nets out in the end in contextual advertising. So that's another company out there in the space. Like, we're not just purely in the ad and the brand stuff. Like, it's a software company, it's a data company, And it's also a wholesaler of, again, it's data that the sovereign user has said that is available. If the user says no, there's no reward associated and no sell. So we also deal directly with providing the brands and the branding and the agencies to make their mind up on that. So you have a flywheel effect of transactions coming through on fiat buys, eyeballs, you name it, all fan transactions. You have the crypto side of the house because the market does what it does. You have people receiving rewards, which is going to their wallets. And so more and more fans coming off the market, and it's sitting in wallets for spending for a later date. And then you have the data side. So you're actually building a true, I guess, Web3 commerce, not just like bits and pieces of it. People are like, we just want to do NFT ticketing. It's like, okay, cool. That's like a feature in a larger platform, which is we're building a very smart Web3 commerce platform that is actually more than just like the one niche thing. So if you look at Amazon, that's what Amazon is. It's just essentially like a commerce platform. Now they're a freight company. And you know what I mean? It's like, if you go to their core business model, they're doing the same things, but they're moving across different verticals and then putting it all back into the mothership itself. And that's really the ideation behind what we're doing, is around build the core engine, and then you can build the components around that engine as long as it matches the ethos of the company and the appetite of the company and the business model.
Got it. It's only US based right now.
I mean, I live in the US, but it's not solely US. So it's open to anyone that wants to participate. There's no I guess boundary in the thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean, we did a whole season out in Barcelona, right, and with the Dali group at Souton, and trying to think of the other one. It starts with a K, I believe. It escapes me at the moment. But we did a whole like nightclub season there with a bunch of kids, and yeah, it's not just US based. I mean, though I'm in the US, it's easier. That's why I have international IP. It's across the globe.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you very much. Very interesting, really.
Yeah.
Really cool. Like looking really like forward to a more deeper partnership together.
Yeah, I've done a lot of talking. What do you guys got? What do you got going on that you're excited about?
I mean, let's share some updates maybe.
Yeah.
At the moment, like still deep in our beta testing for our community. Maybe Alexei, you can share some updates.
Yeah, I can share some updates. So actually, we are ready to start our beta testing. We're just waiting approval from Apple to start testing mod when people can join our testing through the link, and it will be easy for us and for users to participate. Android, everything ready, and we just waiting to synchronize everything. We will start from 3 mods. It will be free to play. It will be social and family hunts in all locations where we choose beta testers. It's like how everything going with beta testing. Additionally, I guess our users need to understand that we are not like just waiting. We're developing different things in our application. You know that we're trying to build super app where will be not only our game, it will be also wallet, it will be also chat, it will be also mini games, it's other additional features. And in all these points, we like making improvements, we adding additional features. We like investigating what will
we spoke
be
about with Adam. Sorry to interrupt, Alexei. To build everything in the proper way, one notice: we built the model of the app, and then we tested it, understood that we need to migrate it, and we just completed yesterday to migrate from React Native to Unity, one of the parts of Minigame. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
because
why we're here.
experience and performance on one of smartphones on Android was not so good, and we decided to rewrite absolutely, and like take time. So we are for better performance, for better user experience for our users.
iOS
So
optimization better.
yes,
Yeah.
100%, 100%. So like everything ongoing. In this way, also we are finishing QA of our NFT marketplace. I want to one more time. I want to say that the main advantages of our NFT marketplace it's because we will charge transaction fee in CRH token, and these CRH tokens will go to price pool, and users will receive this price pool depends on the activity in an NFT marketplace. It's one point. The second point, we have educational missions. So it's not only NFT marketplace as is for trading of NFT assets or game assets. It's also the place where people will educate themselves in like gaming manner. And for us, it's one of the way to onboard people from Web 2 to Web 3 in smoothly way. Me and Dima, we prepared big partnership to onboard like first million of Web2 users in our products. Soon it will be announced. It's well-known name in Web3, and I guess it will make some push for us in a marketing way, in a technical way. So it's like where we're working. What else? We're preparing one new campaign with our best friend from Web2 for now. It's Telefonica. I guess everyone remember our huge campaign with 8 NFTs with Telefonica, biggest media company, I guess, in Europe right now, in Latin America as well. So we'll be like step number 2 with them, and some additional Web2 partners, big name in Asia with unique services. That's what we are working with Dima right now and with Serkan. And people can, I guess, next 2 weeks we can announce already something and bring new utilities for our token, new features in our application, in all our products as well. It's everything like from my side. Maybe Dima will add something.
No, I guess you explained everything pretty well. Yeah, a lot of stuff ongoing. Yeah, poster.
Yeah, well, I just like looked over and it was like sitting like that. I was like, what? I must have bumped it.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't have nothing to add.
Alexei, can we share also like what time we will maybe like open the beta for make it more public?
I'm not sure that we want and that we can do this because like we planned with Dima to make first quest previous week, but we have delay because of Apple approves, and like it's very sad that we can't control this. And when I will tell something like we will do this next week or like on Monday, I'm afraid that I will lie because I can't control this process.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Well, that sounds pretty awesome.
Yep.
Let me check. Actually, I mean, like, we slept like 10 minutes. So
Yeah.
actually, like, I was yesterday, like, on an AMA, and there's like this one question, which, like, I would also like ask you guys. So the question is, if you had the chance to meet Satoshi Nakamoto, what question would you like to ask him?
What is your private key?
Alexei.
Why not? This question will solve everything.
Oh, funny.
Ada?
What about you?
My question would be, I don't think I'd ask for the private key. I think I would start with a thank you, and then I would actually ask, what was the genesis or the driving factor that made you change the way that we are behaving as a society today?
That's a really deep one. Like it.
Really. And
Because
next question.
it had to come from somewhere, and there had to be like a deep, long thought. Because any type of innovation like this, or any type of just complete and utter change, there has to be a vision associated to it, and I would love to hear that.
Yeah. What about you, Dima?
Is there somebody behind you? That's what I'm interested in. Yeah. Is it
It's like Willy
person?
Wonka.
Is it organization? Huh?
Do you think that
It's like
it's
Willy
not one
Wonka.
person?
It's like Willy
Yeah.
Wonka. There's just like a figurehead, but there's millions behind the mechanics of the industry.
Yes, yes. Because for me, I think the way how Bitcoin has been created with anonymous Satoshi Nakamoto, and until now nobody knows this, who is that. That's the best way how it can happen, because usually when people creating something groundbreaking, they want that people know that I'm created this. I created, I'm a creator of Bitcoin. I want to be famous. I want to be rich, etc., etc. Yeah. By the way, all of us know address of address which associated with Satoshi Nakamoto. Yeah, everybody knows them. Sometimes I saw maybe it was unfreezed, like some movements was this year. I don't remember, to be honest. And it's too perfect. And if it's one person, it should be genius out from this world with his mind. Yeah.
Sure.
And very hard to believe in this, because unfortunately, all genius which we know in history of humanity, pictures of this genius created by society. Einstein, yes, Elon Musk, some genius musicians, like Mozart, Johann Sebastian Bach, a lot of famous people, like even creating of portrait of Oppenheimer. Nobody know before who is that. Yeah, they made a film, they created a picture in our head, and now we think that Oppenheimer was like Cillian Murphy. Yeah, but nobody knows. And the way how Bitcoin was created, too perfect. And for me, I think that this is picture which has been created for us. So
But-
my question,
Wouldn't finding out if Santa isn't real ruin Christmas forever? So if there is a mystery and it's forever known that it's a mystery and it never comes out, doesn't the actual theory or the social experiment go on and evolve quicker than when there's a centralized person that you can point to now hound? Because the minute the veil is lifted that Santa's not real, Christmas takes on another dynamic. But if the mystery is always there, then the hero will always exist.
yeah, exactly.
That's true, yeah.
So that's why if I had the chance to ask, I would ask the question I asked and not try to find out who the person is. I would just like to know what was the thought, and then go like thank you and then move on. But like,
Thank you. What is your private key?
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And hey, and if
Yours-
it's a true man of mystery or woman of mystery or whomever a mystery, if they were truly in the world of decentralization, maybe they would give you that private key because they don't need the money.
yes.
So-
Yes.
That's some crazy deep Friday thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Something for the weekend.
Yeah. Santi, we have 5 minutes. Let's talk about questions in our chats.
Yeah, I mean, there's two questions. I just
Two
want to-
questions. Yeah.
So the first one is, when will the TV show be launched?
Oh, it's question to Dima, I guess.
I mean,
I say that this question to Hussein, not to me.
Yeah, that's the question for Hussein. But actually, like the full Hollywood team, they were just like the last 2 weeks in Dubai, so everything was like finalized. So yeah, everything is going well.
Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks they were in Dubai, but Hussein did only one story, two stories, I guess. So I guess we have some pictures from that event, from their meetings.
Yeah, we will share them soon.
Yeah, we will share some.
Yeah, I even can say that they played our game in desert. So like people from Hollywood already tested our game as well.
Oh, nice.
But not you, beta testers.
Yeah.
And there's one more question here in our chat. I
Yeah.
mean, at the moment, like the question is, have you found someone for marketing? Because at the moment we are still like looking for, hiring a head of marketing.
Yeah, I can answer on this question. We have new team members in marketing on marketing side. We have new outsourced marketing company who started to work with us. We made one giveaway with our another marketing partners. We have Alpha Catalyst, our marketing partners. We have our new partners, Miko Agency. They taking care about modern marketing with short videos. Yes, like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels. It's about this one. We started our new wave of marketing with CGI videos. Until now, we posted only one about Pizza Day. Yeah, that was first video which we posted, but we are working on this way. We changed our geo for marketing campaign, and upcoming marketing campaign will be on Asian market. We also next week will announce a good, nice partnership for that area, for that market. So it's already fixed. Announcement will be next week. So a lot of stuff on go and a lot of stuff changed. About found someone for marketing as a person for CMO or head of marketing. We are ongoing. We had more than 10 interviews, but we want to have the best. That's why it's still ongoing, but marketing in process, new activities, new partners, new companies, outsourcing, and etc. So that's our marketing update.
Lots of things still to come. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, guys, we have like 1 hour. Thank you very much, Adam, for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank
I mean,
you.
Adam, you have like some last words you would like to share?
I mean, our last words are, again, we are heading into launch. Private sale is open for any interested parties. Check us out on Telegram and Twitter. And we're excited into entering into this brave new world of, not only building smart software for Web3 and sovereign data, but being able to partner with other Web3 companies, not just plug in directly into bringing Web2 along for the ride, but actually getting in front of other Web3 modern companies that are looking to actually expedite services for users, because at the end of the day, that's where all of this exists. And so that's what we're here for. And I appreciate the time.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Also,
want to say also thank you for 240 users for listening us. I really appreciate. I guess it's our record in Crypto Hunters Hour.
No, Alexei.
No?
No.
I don't remember last number. Sorry, but okay. Next time will be record. Let's
Maybe,
work on
maybe
it.
it's a good second place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
maybe.
big. Something big. So thank you very much. Really appreciate that you are with us. Have a good Friday.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. And yeah, you too. And thanks for the deep question. I liked answering that.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
a
you.
good one. I think I'm going to drop that on.
It was
Bye-bye,
interesting. It
everyone.
was a pleasure.
yeah.
Thank you.
Take
Bye.
care, guys. Have a good weekend. Bye bye.